Today our topic is the role of suffering in human growth. Life is not easy, and this is something we all know. Every person, no matter who they are, will face challenges, pain, and difficult moments. But here is the important question. Why does suffering exist, and what can we learn from it? Suffering is not just a bad thing that happens to us. It can also be a teacher, a guide, and even a source of strength. When we look at suffering in this way, we can see that it has a purpose. It helps us grow, become stronger, and understand life better. Think about a time when you faced a big problem. Maybe you lost someone you loved, or you failed at something important, or you felt very alone. In that moment, it probably felt like the world was against you. But if you look back now, you might see that this hard time taught you something. Maybe it made you more patient, or more kind, or more determined. This is the role of suffering in human growth. It shapes us into better, wiser people. The first thing to understand is that suffering is a natural part of life. No one can escape it. Even the richest, most successful people in the world face pain and challenges. The difference is not in whether we suffer, but in how we respond to it. Some people let suffering break them. They become angry, bitter, or give up on their dreams. Others use suffering as fuel to become stronger. They learn from their pain and use it to push themselves forward. Which one do you want to be? The choice is yours. Let's talk about Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to handle suffering. The Stoics believed that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we react. This is a very powerful idea. Imagine you are in a storm. You cannot stop the wind or the rain, but you can choose how to stand in it. You can panic and fall, or you can stay calm and strong. The storm will pass, but your strength will remain. This is how we should face suffering. We cannot always avoid pain, but we can choose to face it with courage and dignity. Suffering also teaches us humility. When everything is going well, it is easy to forget how fragile life can be. We might start to think we are invincible, or that we deserve only good things. But suffering reminds us that life is unpredictable. It humbles us and makes us appreciate the good moments more. Think about it. When was the last time you felt truly grateful for a sunny day? Probably after a long period of rain. In the same way, suffering makes us value happiness more. It shows us that joy is not something we can take for granted. Another important lesson from suffering is resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after something bad happens. It is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Every time you face a challenge and overcome it, you become more resilient. This is why suffering can be a source of strength. It might not feel like it at the time, but every difficult moment is an opportunity to grow. Think about a tree. When a tree grows in a windy place, its roots become stronger. The wind pushes it, and the tree learns to stand firm. In the same way, suffering pushes us, and we learn to stand firm. Suffering also helps us develop empathy. When we go through hard times, we understand what it feels like to struggle. This makes us more compassionate toward others. We become kinder, more patient, and more willing to help. Think about it. Would you rather take advice from someone who has never faced a problem, or from someone who has been through difficulties and come out stronger? Most people would choose the second person because they know what it feels like to suffer. This is why suffering can make us better friends, better family members, and better members of society. But how do we actually handle suffering in a way that helps us grow? Here are some practical steps. First, accept that suffering is part of life. Do not fight it or try to run away from it. Instead, face it head-on. This does not mean you have to like it, but you should acknowledge it. Second, look for the lessons. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to become a better person? Third, focus on what you can control. You cannot change the past, but you can choose how to act in the present. Finally, Be kind to yourself. Suffering is hard, and it is okay to feel sad or angry. Do not blame yourself for struggling. Instead, treat yourself with compassion, just as you would treat a friend who is going through a hard time. Suffering also connects us to others. When we share our struggles, we realize that we are not alone. Everyone has problems, and everyone feels pain. This connection can be a source of comfort and strength. Think about a group of people who have all faced the same challenge, like a disease or a loss. They often form strong bonds because they understand each other's pain. In the same way, when we open up about our suffering, we create deeper connections with the people around us. It is also important to remember that suffering is not permanent. No matter how bad things seem, they will not last forever. Life is always changing, and good times will come again. This is why hope is so important. Hope is the belief that things can get better, even when they seem impossible. It is what keeps us going when everything feels dark. So, if you are going through a hard time, hold on to hope. Trust that the storm will pass, and that you will come out stronger on the other side. Finally, let's talk about the bigger picture. Suffering is not just about us as individuals. It is also about the world we live in. When we face suffering, we become more aware of the suffering of others. This can inspire us to take action, to help those in need, and to make the world a better place. Think about all the great people in history who have made a difference. Many of them faced great suffering, but they used it as motivation to create change. They understood that their pain was not just their own, but part of a larger struggle. And because of this, they were able to turn their suffering into something meaningful. In conclusion, suffering is a powerful force in human growth. It teaches us resilience, humility, empathy, and hope. It connects us to others and inspires us to make a difference. So, the next time you face a challenge, remember this: suffering is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It is your guide. And if you face it with courage and an open heart, it will help you become the best version of yourself. Life is not about avoiding pain, but about learning how to grow from it. And in this way, suffering can become one of the greatest gifts we receive.